You're watching the Tesla Life live with your host, Mark Coglan.
Hello and welcome to the Tesla Life number 425 on the 20th of August, 2024. No, 2025. Shouldn't be making that mistake halfway through the year, but here we go. So here we are. Plenty of news this week. But first, joining me as always, my co-host, we have Mr. Casey Green joining us from the Atlantic region. How are you today, sir?
Oh, just got servers complaining in the background. They're like, "Oh, it's hot." I haven't had a chance to change their fans out yet.
A little bit noisy.
Got some of the plans. These are gonna quietly lower dry things, and then I've got some bigger ones that are gonna take care of the rest. But that requires
your audio isn't all that great that I can hear.
I'm gonna change my microphone settings just a moment.
Okay. All right. Good enough. Also joining us from the West Coast, Mr. Patrick Connor. How are you today, sir?
Hello, I am doing excellent. Good time. So I was looking for the 12 volt in the back of the Model 3, and I could not find one. I know right where it is in the Y, but in our, I don't even know if the 3, at least the 2018 Model 3, if it has one back there. Anybody know?
Doesn't.
Yeah.
The
That
12
explains
volt
why
is
I
under
couldn't
the
find
hood.
it.
It's under the hood on the right-hand side, driver's side, close to the air vent.
Ah, so it's in the frunk.
Yep.
Okay.
On the new one, you said, or the old one?
On the old one, the 2018.
Yeah, the old one has but the new one doesn't even have 12 volts.
Now I'm hearing you twice, Casey.
Yeah, getting you twice. But
both mics
the newer one has moved to the
trunk.
The trunk, but it's also a different battery, right? It's not a 12 volt. It's a lithium battery.
Oh no, I'm talking about the actual a 12 volt outlet. So I was trying to
put
some
outlet.
tubes.
Okay, I'm talking battery. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I wasn't clear what 12 volt I was looking for.
Okay, there is no 12 volt in the back of the Model 3, but it is in the glove box center console.
Oh yes, that is okay. That's where it's at in the 3. All right. Much less convenient there.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But I guess you can run an extension to the back.
Oh yeah, the cord is plenty long from the pump I was using, so that'll work.
All right. Well, let's get to it. And of course, the exciting news this week has been all Model Y. Long range, not long range, long body, which has been talked about this week. A lot of people getting some videos, some firsthand views from China. Casey, we can't hear you. You're not coming through.
On the test on the internal device.
Okay, we can hear you now, but it's really bad audio. I couldn't understand what you were saying.
Let's let him debug that, and we'll talk about the Model Y while Casey does his own support. One-handed, apparently.
So it was a lot of influencers in China have been advertising and talking about how the new Model Y long body differs from others. And of course, the big thing is, of course, you can get the 6 seats and there is that extra leg room in the back, which did not exist previously. But in this version, also the 6 seats, the 4 back seats do fold flat. So you've got that nice ability that you can use it as a camping vehicle still if you get the right accessory for a bed, but it will be flat for you to put something in there so you could sleep comfortably on a flat surface. So that's a bonus.
or just for hauling or whatever. It's not always about what sleep. I know Tesla owners seem to love to sleep in their car. I don't get it, but the cool thing was in one of the videos that I saw, the second row, they are really nice seats. It has the walkthrough in the middle to make it easy to get to the third row, which is what I had in my 6-seater Model X, and but the seats still folded down. They had an armrest that came up, but the armrest would recess so that you could still fold it flat. So they kind of took the best of the fold flat and the best of the second row from the captain's chairs and merged them together, which I think that was pretty nice.
Yeah, they have that nice ability that there is a fold down in the center. I'm just trying to pull up a photograph of it, that there was this ability. Here it is. So you can see center row, they've got this black column on both sides for the armrest that is in the middle, and both of these will collapse fully, like it folds down into the seat. You can even see the indentation as to where the armrest will finally rest and make the whole thing white, basically.
I moved that on X right away, since they have the same feature on faster than right away.
Right. So it's and of course that will allow people that are going into the back seat is that you're not going to catch your knee on this this armrest if it's been folded down into the seat. Now, Patrick, did you see? Did it look like it was automated?
It sure did.
Yeah.
It looked automated, but it could just be like a soft close, and so it was just gravity, but it was slowed. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I saw it going down slowly, and I was thinking, okay, that looks automated.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. It could be a soft close, like a soft close door or something, similar to that type of mechanic. But that's going to be a bonus for people that are, again, going into that back seat. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and I'm guessing if you use the third row, you would probably just leave those armrests down. I mean, how often do you need an armrest in a car seat? I mean,
Right. Well, it would be up to the middle row passengers, right?
Yes.
If they want the comfort of resting their arm to the side, they press a button or they pull it up and it's there. But there is that issue that, if they leave them up, then,
it depends on how much they like to get kicked by people in the third row.
There you go. Exactly. But so that's pretty cool. Of course, the car is a little bit longer, not ridiculous, and of course that length also played with the roof line a bit. But there were people in the demonstrations that were sitting in the back seat and showing the distance between their head and the window, and indicating that they had enough room. I'm not sure, like if it is completely enough room. You might be looking at mid-size adults fit better than an extra, an adult that's 6 foot. There might be an issue there, because I have not seen, these have been demonstrations from Chinese YouTubers, and they're a little bit on the medium to shorter side when it comes to adult sizes here in North America. But it will be interesting to see when that starts to move across the seas, or if it starts to show up in Europe, if we can get some other size comparisons.
Yeah, has it been announced officially that this is going to be available globally?
So Elon tweeted today that it won't be available here for at least to the end of next year.
Yeah, the end of 2026 is what he had said.
Okay, so at least a year away from getting it here.
So he's trying hard not to Osborne himself and get people to be waiting for a long time. I'm not sure if that will help him, though. Even saying it's going to be a year plus out.
Well, he also said it might not ever come because he seems to be that invested in robotaxi, but this vehicle would still be good as a robotaxi for
it would.
that needs it.
Exactly. So he is still pushing on autonomous hard, saying that, if it's even required because of autonomous driving. I'm going to say it is going to be required regardless. I think that autonomous is a wonderful thing that many people are going to pick up and run with. But I'm also thinking it is going to take some time to switch society over from owning a vehicle compared to just getting rides in a rideshare program and dropping a vehicle. So I think that's going to take some time to transition society from one to the other.
But
Right.
the only way I can see this making sense, unless his optimistic worldview is right, is if the Robo Bus or the Cyber SUV or something is launched, because he's one of the ones pushing for more population. So it won't work. It won't work without it. Like to not bring a model that's perfect for what we're doing over here to here.
Yeah, and if you have little ones, like you're holding there, Casey, I mean, you can't order a robo-taxi with a baby seat. So if you're a parent with a newborn, you have a car seat and you have it installed and you got it all correct. They're not easy to just
do on the fly, are they?
Yeah, because you want to make sure that it's right. And we even took ours. The local fire department was having an inspection thing where they would make sure your car seats were installed correctly, and they had all kinds of like pool noodles and stuff they could jam in there to get them tight. And they, so yeah, it's not just something you can slap in and go necessarily.
Exactly, and even if you are really good with it, you're looking at like 5 minutes at the beginning and end of every ride. So that's going to inconvenience others, and it's going to add a significant amount of cost. Because now you got to get like 2 of them, and I don't know what you're going to do if you have more than 2 kids. Which again, Mr. Football Team or Legion or whatever he's calling it, you kind of need more than 2.
Right. Yeah. So even if we had fully autonomous vehicles today, that doesn't mean they're perfect for every use case. There's still going to be people that want to buy vehicles because they have particular needs. They need to haul something. They need whatever.
And Lee Moon has in the chat there has confirmed that the armrests are powered. So
good.
Lee's confirmed that for us.
It has a few other really nice upgrades over everything else as well. Not only does it have armrests in the middle of the 6 seats, it has a vent in between the phone chargers, so they don't just cook your phones. They'll also take. It wasn't clear if it's a suction or blow, but it sounded like blow. They would blow cold air on your phones. The driver
back of the phones, right? So through some sort of perforation in the charger.
No, just that middle divider just had a vent underneath it, and so it just kind of blew out. So they'll cool kind of from the side and the top. And, and the ones on the driver's side for most of the world, it has more wattage than the one on the most of the world's passenger side. Than even than they used to have. I think they went up from 40 watts to 60 watts or 30 watts to 50 watts, something like that. And at least pointing out that the mid-row seats are heated and ventilated again, or actually the ventilated is new, and the third row seats are heated only. And
yeah, so thank you, Lee.
This has a significant amount of desirable changes that hopefully they'll at least get those bits on the rest of the world. If not, he's about to have a riot. Every comment underneath that, even the people who were like apologizing for everything, were not as thrilled at the response. This could take a year, a quarter, or more, if ever.
Yeah, it's you'd be hard pressed for people not to want the choice. To be able to say that this has all these different enhancements and gives you more physical room in the vehicle and better access to the third row of seats, you would think that this would be a bit of a slam dunk. And I have a feeling that Elon and Tesla already know this, but they're probably trying to do damage control for the Osborne effect and not wanting people to wait a year. Or if it's only 6 or 8 months away, they're not going to say that because, of course, that's even a shorter period of time for people to wait. So it could be an issue that we got to say it's over a year out if it ever comes, and we will not kill the sales of our best-selling vehicle in an environment already being challenged by sales. So that's the last thing you'd want to do is start bailing water and putting yourself in another position where the water's not getting out of the boat, you're just dumping it back in. So you want to bail that water outside of the boat and not have to deal with it.
Some of the stuff that Lee is pointing out is either on par with the stuff I've been saying about what this could mean for my favorite, as well as better than, not just keeping it. So,
Well, this, along with the changes that are coming with it, that already mentioned and the ones that haven't been mentioned, it begs the question, what happens to the Model X?
That's what I was getting at.
Because really, it's looking that this is going to beat it in a number of ways. And maybe by missing the signature Falcon Wing doors is about the only difference that people would see. Again, okay, speed might be a difference. Certainly, a plaid edition is going to be a difference, but the Model Y long body, most likely there'll be performance down the road too. Who knows? They certainly have one for the regular one, so I wouldn't see that would be a big stretch to put the performance inside of it as well. But what is going to happen to the X besides it's going to lose sales to this car?
Especially if they put in the power closed front door and power open, the self-presenting doors. The Falcons, they're cool, but they don't end everything. But I tell you, when somebody is struggling against putting their seatbelt on, and you can just kind of lay down the authoritarian, hey, I said buckle, let's go. Put one hand down, put the other hand to make it happen. Not having a roof makes that easy. And I've only done that once, but it came in clutch because the tantrum wasn't going to win. But the only saving grace here would be his prognostication that either it's not coming or the fact that it's in markets now that either already are extremely limited on X or don't have the X at all. So
right,
this is going to be interesting to watch. And unless the bus or the SUV comes out, the large SUV, I don't. This is only going to get louder. It's going to get louder.
Also, the price was unveiled for China. It equates to $47,180 at entry for the Model YL. So
is that 6?
How much more is that than the standard length?
In China, the article doesn't.
I'm guessing $1,000 an inch.
Yeah, it's not saying what the standard price was.
Yeah, because I'm wondering if I would get this one or not if I was shopping for a new Y. And I don't need the third row, but if the third row is optional, but you could just get the extra cargo length, I would take that, depending on the price.
Yeah. Well, what's the amount? Like, would you say that if it was 3,000 more, that would be agreeable, or would that not be agreeable?
Yeah, 3,000 would be agreeable. I don't know. When you start getting to 5 or 6, maybe I'm thinking, do I really need it? But for 3, I would definitely do it.
Yeah. What's your thought on that, Casey?
I was asking one of our little deals the price difference. So the rear-wheel drive Model Y in China is roughly 263,500 won, and you said that this one is 313-ish thousand won. So we're looking at 43,270 versus 36,430. I wasn't too far off on that.
So how much extra was it?
So 43 minus 36.
So it's about 7.
Just under, because the base is like a 4 and the new one is a 2.
Yeah, so if it's over 6,000, I probably would not do it just for unless I had a very specific, like, oh, this fits something that I need often.
Right.
The other 6,840 won, or dollars. Sorry. More won than that. Wow. I mean, there were a bunch of people who were like, "Hey, I would have got this in a heartbeat if you had it as an offer." But since it's not even a thing, I'm not sad about it. But I'm telling you, hey, bring it out and I'll rebuy. And so hopefully, his team is seeing this, even if he's not.
Yeah, so it has the makings of
yes,
taking over from the regular Y. Like really.
Lee has a good point there. I was comparing the base against the base or only trim of this long range. So he says it's only actually about $4,000 difference, which as Patrick was saying, that's not so bad. But if it was, if you were looking at base of each one, then that does stretch it out a lot more.
Okay.
So yeah, that's. I guess it won't be. I guess it won't be the number one seller because if you look at the 7-seater, anyways, that wasn't a huge popular get when it came to the Model Y in the first place, right? The 5-seater certainly outsold the 7-seater at any point, or was that due to the fact that the 7-seater really didn't have any leg room and it wasn't functional as a 7-seater? That could have been some of it, but I don't think it's going to take over the number one position for models of the Model Y.
It was later entry. It cost more. Like you said, it wasn't as practical, except for really small people for a short amount of time. But I think even with the X, the 6-seater is like the best seller overall. Not just because the Plaid only comes that way, but the 5 was a little bit late, and then the 2 versions of the 7. It seemed that they outsold the 5, except for when you were doing something like a taxi order or whatever. So maybe it was the dimensions, and with them being this close, that's about how close they were on X to maybe a little bit more. But to go from the more expensive versions of the X, it was just like $2,500 to $3,500 at several points, and other times it was substantially more.
Yeah, so this is going to be interesting as time goes along. And again, I think when Elon said, if it ever comes, I think that's a misdirection. I think just trying to cover the tracks.
Yeah, if you're in the market now, the tax incentive is about to go away. So if you think, oh, maybe I can get this in a quarter or two, you might miss out on the incentive, and instead you should just get the vehicle that meets your needs now while you can still get the incentive. And I think that's what the behavior he wanted to encourage.
There's that, but at this point also we got to look at any promises from them. We always say on other devices and products is you get what they have on sale now, and the fact that it can be updated is gravy. But don't even count on what's coming in the upgrade unless you see like it's just in like crash testing or something like that, some sort of imminence status. This is even more nebulous than that situation of hey, there's a product, but we might not get the promised software updates before they change their mind, go out of business, blah blah blah. Not that I'm saying Tesla will go out of business, but other products. So this one, I mean, he's guiding the right way here, but anyone who wants to wait on this, even if it was only 3 months out.
At least he's not saying it'll be 2 weeks and it's actually a year.
Yeah, that would be a lot worse. Exactly. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it gets released in China, how it starts flowing out, and we'll see if it comes to Europe quicker. because there has been some spy shots of a bunch of Model Y sitting in a lot by themselves, all covered. And speculation, of course, is that those are the long bodies as well. But it's something that, of course, everybody's seeing long bodies wherever they look, especially if it's covered or camouflaged. But
did you say at Berlin or sorry, at Beijing or at Texas? Sorry,
Berlin. Yeah. So we'll have to see as that goes along. But again, I think this could be a boost in the arm for selling of the Model Y, although they're really robbing from other Model Y sales anyways. So they'll get a little bit more profit margin. It'll be a little bit more expensive, but I think that I wouldn't say that this is going to be something like a brand new category. It's going to be something that it's going to be taking from mostly existing sales.
Yeah, I'll agree with them mostly, because you could see a case where somebody wanted a 6-seater, but the Model Y was too small and the Model X was too expensive. So if you were falling right in that gap between them, this covers that.
Yeah. Also, I see it doing some conquest sales. A lot of folks were comparing it against other Chinese brands like Xpeng and some other choices they have there.
Mm-hmm.
Both in like, hey, I'm gonna get this since you're not here, as well as, hey, I'm over here. I don't know what you're doing on Twitter, but I'm over here and I'm gonna get this now instead of that. So
yeah. Well, we'll certainly keep our eye on it and report as we see. But let's move on to the next story, and this one is about the Mexican police force picking up a few more items for their fleet. And I'm not talking about the Tesla helicopter in the background. I'm talking about the CyberTruck in the foreground. This branch of the Mexican police region has decided they're going to pick up actually 3 of the CyberTrucks and add them to the fleet. And this is kind of course, it's showcasey for them. They're going to bring these vehicles and having them on prominent display when it comes to large events like FIFA's World Soccer Tournament, which is coming to Mexico shortly. So they wanted to get ready for that, and they had these on display recently, showing what the police department is getting ready to obviously secure these large events that they're going to be hosting. And this was a display that they had actively for the media, so you could see the new vehicles that are going to be used in the peacekeeping.
you notice something already different from this demonstration and the Air Force Cybertruck proposal.
Yeah, a little bit different. Yeah.
It's functional. It's not got a big bullseye painted on it.
Exactly. So these vehicals, will not be being used as target practice. This is going to be a different...
not by the police, maybe by the bad guys.
So that's kind of cool to see. And again, as time goes along, I'm thinking that a lot of police departments, if they can get the price down a little bit more, I think that's going to be something that a lot of police departments would be happy to be involved with, because of the utility of the vehicle and its ability to, traverse all sorts of different terrain and weather conditions for when a police vehicle is, most importantly used to rescue people or to assist people in distress.
I hope they're getting a tri-motor version.
Exactly. Yeah.
Interesting to see. I would think the dual motor should handle most of what you expect them to get into, but if they're going for like interceptors, then yeah, the tri would be the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
They probably don't need the tri-motor, really.
Yeah,
dual's probably enough.
Yeah, for the speed they want to be up to, they don't need the rocket really. in most policing situations. The radio is always faster than the vehicle, anyways.
Yeah.
And of course, they got an attack helicopter parked beside it, so I'm sure that's good for speed.
I'd say probably 60 to 90% rear-wheel drive, and then the others would be dual motors. Would be a good mix for them if they were more than just the 3 for show. And maybe 1 or 2 for like demonstrators. Like, hey, think you can drag race away from us or cartel your way out of this? We got you both. And then you just don't know when that one's coming because they all look the same, especially once they're wrapped up.
Yeah. And actually, the black color is quite popular in aftermarket too. There's a lot of people that are wrapping their vehicles in black. But again, it's again, a lot of the police departments should be starting to take a look at what is going on with the Cybertruck in other departments, and hopefully some more white papers can be written up about its abilities when it comes to policing. Next, a little talk about Tesla advertising. Apparently, this was caught recently that people were starting to notice that Tesla is now pushing out more ads than they have been in the past. And more particularly, it's being noticed in YouTube. I haven't noticed this myself, but the article indicates that people in the US have been noticing that with YouTube ads, that a Tesla ad has been showing up again and again, especially within the last 2 weeks. So this is something that is a new development that they're saying is Tesla obviously is spending a little bit more money on advertising. Is it because the third quarter is, something that it could be a challenge for them? Is this just more of them testing the waters and seeing if it makes a difference? Could be either or. It could be both. But it has been reported that on Google and on YouTube, they've been noticing that more ads are being pushed out. I don't suppose either of you two have seen any ads.
I can't see ads on YouTube.
Yeah.
I have not seen any.
I'd be interested in taking a look at it. I guess somebody's probably re-uploaded it, so I could probably find that and take a look. But until YouTube tries to pull an Amazon on me, I don't see ads on Amazon, and I like it that way.
Yeah. So actually, I'll probably take a look, see if I can get a hold of it, because that would be interesting to see what are they advertising. What are they pushing? Is it FSD? Is that even making the grade, or is it about safety? What are they advertising about the car? Next, speaking of cars, Patrick's got a story about a new package that has appeared.
That is right. So we were just talking about how the Model Y is creeping towards the Model X. And so one thing Tesla's doing to differentiate those is raising the price on the Model X and S by $10,000. But with that $10,000, you get something called the Luxe Package. It includes full self-driving, 4-year premium service, free lifetime supercharging, free premium connectivity. Is that it? I think that's the bulk. That's the big stuff that you get with that. And so this will help differentiate them. And depending on how much you supercharge and other things, that could be $12,000 worth of additional stuff that you get there. And I really think this is smart because you want to have the S and X as your premium vehicles. And so give people who spend the 6 figures or whatever is going to cost now, expedited service. Give them free connectivity. I mean, I have that in the 3 because that's what was offered at that time, and it's just so much more convenient just to be able to say, "Hey, play this song," instead of get my phone and make sure that it's Bluetooth connected, open whatever app I have, and so. I think this is the right thing for them to do for their luxury line, is to actually treat it like it's so this is one of the things when in 2016, when I got my X, the service was white glove. When you dropped it off, they would wash it before they gave it back to you. and that has all gone away. And
Yep.
but now, if you have this premium service, maybe it'll be a little more like that. So anyway, I think this is a smart thing for them to do. It was one of the things on my what to watch for in 2025 from Tesla. It was so that was one of my predictions, is that we were debating whether or not the S and X will survive the year, and I said they will, and they'll raise the price, and they'll add more features, and that's kind of exactly what they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I like adding the supercharging back, putting FSD on it. Makes sense. The promises about service, I don't like it. I mean, it's needed, but I don't feel that you might necessarily get it because this guy likes to cut people left and right, and service is often the brunt of it. So when you've got a service department that's just scrambling and already stretched thin, are they actually going to treat an S and X customer that comes through? I mean, they're not going to treat you worse, but I mean, it's actually going to be.
Are they going to go through the extra steps? Will the white glove treatment, could it be even there based on the amount of time that they have to work with?
Right, and I'm not saying that they're not going to treat you great. It's just that it's not necessarily going to, depending on where and when and if there's another one of those cycles, what it will do to that. Like Patrick said, he and I both saw it. Even me with the used car, it was much different than when I first got the Model X, and it was like, oh, it's not the same.
Yeah.
But
it did change once the volume went up in cars, and they started to the service department started to be leaned on a lot more than what they were used to.
Yeah, they did. And then they had the first major haircut right after I got X, and that was fun too. It's like, hey, oh. but having the maintenance included is good, because on these you don't necessarily think about maintenance. So they don't need much, but when they some preventative would be nice, as well as just a little bit of just to kind of keep it in the best shape. Like, you might not need a new cabin filter as often as they will do it, but
yeah,
it will certainly feel and smell better in there, and there are still fluids in there that could be looked at, even if they're lifetime fills. So it's not a bad package. It's just temper your expectations, and then hope that you need more than one of the items in the package to get your money's worth out of it.
Yeah, that definitely.
And this package, it's with new vehicles, but there are still existing inventory that the package is not there. So this is your last chance. If you don't want that package, look at what they have in stock and grab one of those.
And if you do want
that won't last long.
If you do want it and you want savings or to get your tax credit before it's gone, they do also offer it on inventory. You have to look closely at what it says comes on it, and they'll take care of you in either direction.
Cool.
Yeah, and again, I guess that's a good warning on the PSI that we are down to the wire now when it comes to getting a vehicle before the end of the federal tax credit, September 30th. And remember, it's not that you need to order it by September 30th. You need to take delivery and have it paid for by then. So keep that in mind. If you're thinking about it, time for thinking is over. Action is required now.
And most importantly, it needs to reflect in all government paperwork that you own the vehicle before midnight of that September 1st. So even if you can't take it off the lot,
October.
October. Even if you can't take it off the lot, like because they're going to put tint on it or something, get your keys or get a key and get your paperwork and do your inspection, because if for some reason that doesn't go through, and you qualify, you're out $7,500 overnight.
Yeah.
Or in a matter of minutes if you're one of them to the wire folks. Don't do it. Do not do it. Yeah. Go in early.
Exactly. Well, here's an update to a story that we've been following for, almost 2 years now. the Tesla Sweden finally makes the IF Metal Union give up its 600 plus day strike. So we've been talking about this forever, it seems, but it's just been under 2 years, obviously. And the strike that had begun almost 600 days ago, it's been, marked by a number of different strategic moves from both sides, like the IF Metal blocked Tesla's access to get license plates mailed to customers. They turned around and were able to have the plates picked up and dropped off at the Tesla location where customers could then pick up the plates themselves. We had, of course, IF Metal trying to get other unions involved. Some sympathy striking. Some were successful, some were not. And Tesla kept going along with the people that were actually working for them and saying, well, nobody here is complaining. They all have a job with great benefits, and it's above union wages. And they are, nobody's striking because, of course, nobody wants to stop working. Everything is fine here. But of course, the Sweden union, IF Metals, kept fighting, kept pushing the narrative. There was picket lines. There was all sorts of intimidation that tried to happen. And at the end of it, it was just a grudge match that lasted, as I said, almost 2 years. So over and over, they were pushing back and forth, back and forth. But it was announced that after 600 days, the union finally gives up the strike over collective agreements in Sweden. So they're saying now that other solutions will be allowed. And of course, one of the solutions is what Tesla was offering. Another alternative is that the Tesla writes that the employment contracts that they have out there had already reached the demands of union before this whole thing had started. So they were saying, what matters here is that the workers were being taken care of, and they had been being taken care of before this whole thing even started. So they were saying there was really no need for any of this, but the union, of course, wanted their way, and Tesla wanted their way, and they just locked horns and went about 600 days before somebody finally said, "This is just stupid. We're all wasting our time. Nobody's getting what they want. The workers are not striking and giving up their posts or their jobs because everyone is happy with what's going on compensation-wise." And that, of course, is what a union's supposed to be about. Obviously, they use bargaining when they can, and they use the strength of their members to push their narrative. But in this case, it didn't go any further than what it was at the beginning.
Yeah, this one was ill-advised on their part. We finally got another new number on it. They claimed 60 people were participating in their strike out of 300, and we know that number was inflated because we never saw 60 people in any time that we had people over there reporting and taking pictures and interviewing. The most that we could see was like 13 at once, and that was a far cry from 60.
And we don't even know if those 60 people are actually Tesla employees or ex-employees that were unhappy, or if it was just, hey, the union said they want people to come here and picket. So I'm not. It wasn't clear to me what the source of those 60 people were.
Yeah, if they were just people, they could have been union participants from other trades or whatever.
Yeah,
right.
So they went as far as you mentioned, blocking the cars from being unloaded on the ports. They blocked the license plates. They stopped the janitorial services, so they thought that maybe having them work in filth would do the trick, and then they stopped the trash service, so that even if they did take out their own trash, it wouldn't get picked up. And they stopped the electricians from connecting the superchargers, which that got expensive because They had a lot of superchargers they dropped in that just couldn't get connected to the grid, and then you had the sympathy strikes kicked in. Those were also sympathy strikes, but they had ones that started to affect the other union members as bad as it would have affected the Tesla folks if they were participating. You had a body shop owner who was complaining that his dad or his granddad had got him into this particular bargaining, and that was the only car that was worth repairing in his area because there were so many of them, and they were crashing. And then he asked for a reprieve. They said, "Oh, you should have never done business with them." And what are you supposed to do? Check a list before you do business with an obvious thing that makes sense? No. And
right.
So it's good to see them do what makes sense in the end, is actually taking care of their members the way they were supposed to, rather than this measuring contest or they. But even then, like Mark said, this was already, all the demands had been met before they even struck, and even before they looked at they had a level of, you need to meet this, and Tesla was there even before they tried to do the collective agreements, and they can still accomplish what they need to do for their members by either giving the members talking points or going in and having the discussions. It's just that Tesla's not going to give you dues, and they're not going to guarantee that they're going to do whatever you say. And I'm wondering if they just had a little bit of hubris, like, hey, this worked for Toys R Us, it worked for Starbucks. This is the Swedish way. We're going to do it. And then, like, what is this? Why are you not? Well, look what we're doing with all these other places. You're not what?
Yeah,
right.
They didn't believe that there would be a fight back. There would not be, it would just be, okay, how much do we got to pay? What do we got to get out of this? And Tesla decided that we're not going to stand for it. And you put up roadblocks, we're going to find ways around the roadblocks, which they did. And it made some of the roadblocks not work at all. And in other cases, it just made it more difficult for the Swedish public to operate. And of course, that started to get undesired results for the union, that they were upsetting people's lives.
Yeah, especially like the superchargers, not just here where we got NACS, over there where they have a standard plug. Well, we have now too, but where they had a standard plug, they had folks who couldn't use superchargers that weren't involved in any of this, and they are still the more reliable units over there. It's just they're not as big of a gulf as between our widely deployed units and the superchargers. And that makes a difference right there. And in addition to that, you've got them, the next time they need to do this, like where you've actually got workers asking for this, like here the workers were not asking for it, which made it hard to be sympathetic to what they were doing. Next time this comes up and they do want it and they do need it, the company might be tempted to just do this because it worked, not because it's the right thing to do, or because that what they're asking for is not already handled, and then on top of that, you had them go like they IF Metal tried to go to IG Metal, and IG Metal's like, yeah, we're not going to touch that. We need our ammo for when we do, because IG Metal does have their own fight that they have with Tesla, but they're using their own way, and they're getting what they want for their members, and to waste it on IF Metal to strike just to say you need a sign to say that you're going to do worse for your employees than you are now.
They were picking their battle, weren't they?
Yeah, because they've got some stuff they do want done, and to participate in this would have hurt their members, and would have gone against the chance of getting what they want for their people.
Yeah, the people I feel sorry for here is the people who just get caught up in it. Like, say you were a janitor and you serviced Tesla, and now you've got this sympathy strike, and they're telling you not to go to work for 2 years, or okay, are they moving you somewhere else? Or the electricians that are installing superchargers. I'm sure that's a lot of work that they have not had for the last 2 years, and so now they don't get as much job, they don't get as much pay. If you're paid by the job. So I don't know. It's I'm happy that it's over. It's pretty clear to me if the people working at Tesla were already getting as good or better than the union members, that the union had no business doing this, except that they wanted dues-paying members, and that's all they were trying to do was increase their membership. It was not some altruistic thing of we want to make sure that you're taken care of. No, it's like we want to make sure that we, as a union, are taken care of. Seems very selfish and greedy.
Yeah, you get to make your more dues, and you get to make an example of what looks like a small American car company. Oops, they're not a small American car company, and then it all shakes out with that.
Yep. So that.
One more thing. So they have trillions, apparently, or billions on hand to pay people. But like you said, Patrick, if you got any sort of performance bonus, that probably went out the window. But they were able to pay people to stay home, and it does appear that a couple people were defrauding them and going and working at Tesla and collecting a paycheck there, and then claiming to be on strike and collecting a second check. At least in the numbers that we saw on the ground versus reported by IF versus reported by the news versus this final number of 60 people out of 300.
Interesting.
Hopefully nobody gets in trouble for that. But wow.
And even if you are still getting paid, there's no job satisfaction for just being on strike unless you really believe that it's a just strike. And here, that just does not seem to be the case.
Yeah, I was hoping our friend Anders from the area was going to be in the chat room tonight. But it's late there, obviously. But maybe we can hear a little bit more from Anders next week as to what his thoughts are on being on the ground in that area.
I hope so. Anders and I have spent a good portion of the last 600 days talking about this this mess.
Exactly.
Cool.
So hopefully, Anders, if you're watching this later, put together a little synopsis of what you see on the ground, and let's talk next week. With that said, I think we're going to wrap it up for tonight. But let's go to Casey for shout-outs.
Yeah, catch us on the Tesla Life Express. Ring the bell to make sure that you know everyone that we do. Sometimes we do 3, sometimes we do 2. Normally we do 2. Catch me on Sunday with Let's Chat with Casey and Friends over on youtube.com/Casey Green and x.com @gcustom. You never know who's going to show up. Our last stop through was Mr. Brian White, Future Asa, on his way out the door to this trip that he's on. So keep an eye over there as well to see what he's up to. But come on through and see who joins us. Mark and Patrick have both jumped through, and you never know. It's always a surprise.
Exactly. And of course, if you haven't already, please give us a thumbs up on this video. Press that subscribe button, helps us out. Patrick, what do you got for us?
As always, I'm with the Oregon Electric Vehicle Association. You can find us at oeva.org. We've got some big events coming up. Check out our calendar. And I've been a busy blogger at carswithcords.net, where I have written about the advancement of battery technology over the last decade and a half, as well as Tesla's new cabin overheat to the new one is called child left alone detection. And so why I think that's important and how they've pushed the whole industry. I have examples of other car companies in there and what they're doing, and how there's actually a new European Eurocap standard starting for next year that's going to require some of this technology. So anything that prevents children from being left alone and dying from heat stroke or heat exhaustion in a vehicle, that's all great news. So I'm glad to see that they're doing it. And so, and you can also find me writing about my future free from fossil fuels on there, carswithcords.net.
That's right. Follow Patrick there. We do every once in a while a story from his blogs, and I'm sure we will continue as time goes along. But you can also follow us through the week at our X feed at the Tesla Life and see what's happening in between shows if you don't get enough with the shows just by themselves. So with that said, I want to thank everyone for joining us, and we'll get together next week, and together we will find out what's happening in the Tesla Life.
Stay positive, test negative.
Thanks, Lee Moon, for the music.
Indeed. Pretend there's music here. I forgot to go to the new location for music again. And It's there. All right. Bye.